So, Gil, tell us about your thoughts, your reactions to the carnivore diet.
Most people that are on my channel or that send me messages that are eating these diets are in one of two kind of categories. One is they were struggling with weight, as we were talking about. They were overweight for many years, and they struggled to lose the weight with the usual constellation of problems that comes with the weight, the prediabetes or the diabetes and the inflammatory markers and the triglycerides, all those things. The other category are people who have specific intolerances, certain allergies or certain intolerances to one food or to a group of foods. This in my experience, when people approach me with questions, they're in one of these categories. And so it doesn't surprise me that eating nothing but meat all day gets these results. Not in everyone, because I also get plenty of anecdotes of people who went on these diets and had all kinds of horror stories. But that some people get these results doesn't surprise me, because we see this with all radical elimination diets. We see this with the people who go on raw vegan. We see this with people who go on macrobiotic diets. We see this with people who go on fruitarian diets. They lose weight, and if they have intolerances, very often they experience symptomatic improvement, because if you eliminate 99% of your foods, chances are you're going to eliminate the food you're intolerant to. So those results I find unsurprising, really predictable, and make sense. I think there are obvious concerns with eating nothing but meat all day for a long period of time. Lipids, cardiovascular disease, gut health, lack of fiber. These are some of the concerns I would have with somebody eating a diet like that long term, if it's a choice. So I realize some people don't have the choice and are kind of backed into eating that, and I respect and have compassion for that. But to the extent that it's a choice for some people, those would be some of my concerns.
And Dr. Brewer and I are a little bit more omnivore, which it's part of what. Also, if you look at the Blue Zone, the Blue Zones have used the brand for multiple purposes, and they even had some food guidelines, right? Like, this is what these people eat, this is what you should eat. So some of that might make sense. They're heavy on a plant-based diet, but they also acknowledge that a lot of these people are closer to nature, so they even have the chance to grow their own food or get the food directly from their own animals. So they mention eggs, free-range chicken meat. They mention even some red meat, especially from pork, and even some dairy. But it's something that is close to nature to them. It's not that ultra processed, and we have made videos about that also. And I don't know. To me personally, it's hard to make a case in favor of processed meat. It's more easy for me to make a case on unprocessed meat, or something that you can get closer to you more. I don't want to say organic, but some place like the farm is near you and you know where the meat comes from. And even then, happens the same with vegetables and meat. There's a bunch of process onto keeping that meat and vegetables safe to eat, with the pesticides and antibiotics and hormones and all that stuff. It's hard to track, and you come to the point of you need to believe or trust whoever is selling you that product. If you really want to do that yourself, you have to have your own farm, grow your own vegetables, take care of your own soil and water. And not everybody can do that. Most of us, I don't know, I guess you live in a city, don't you? I live in a city, and where are you going to get that? Are you going to travel 1 hour, 2 hours every day to your local farm to get the most fresh product? Not everybody can do that.
So, Jesus, one other comment before you take it wherever you were going. I noticed that Gil made a comment about eating meat all day, every day. And as we've gotten a little bit deeper into that community, actually, I ate carnivore for about 2 months as an experiment. And Jesus keeps going back and forth. I think he's more of a carnivore than I am. When we meet on travel places, he's the one always wanting more steak and meat, especially if I'm paying for it.
That's the best one.
So there are some there's some different definitions of the term carnivore diet. Some people would say exactly what you're saying. Other people would say, oh no, if you're eating only muscle meat and that all day, every day, that's a lion diet. Some people would say carnivore diet can even have, like, what is his name? Is it Saladino? Used to define his diet, including fruits and honeys, but also organ meats, as a carnivore diet. What I tend to see is the most popular term for a carnivore diet does actually include vegetables, but again, very low carb vegetables. So it's basically only plant products, and which are going to be by definition low carb. I mean, not plant products, animal products, which by definition are going to be low carb, and some very, very low glycemic vegetables like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli, things like that.
If you or someone you know is in this position, you're on one of these diets, and if you have concerns or if you're trying to balance out your diet, here are some simple ideas. First, replacing some of the red meat with some fatty fish, for example, like salmon or sardines or some seafood, if you're not allergic to those things. It's still an animal product. It's technically still meat, fish meat, but it's better for heart health. The effects on the heart, cardiovascular system are much more health promoting. Number two, introducing some nuts like cashews, almonds, pecans, walnuts. That allows you to still remain on a low carb diet if that's what you prefer. Nuts are mainly high fat, low carb, but they're packed with healthy fats. So that allows you to start rounding up your diet and again, improving this heart health side. Number three, other types of healthy fats like avocado oil, olive oil, flaxseed oil. These are good fats to lean on that again, allow you to stay low carb, high fat if that's your preference, while at the same time optimizing for heart health. Number four, slowly introducing some fruit or some vegetables if you can tolerate them. I say slowly because, especially if you've been on a very low fiber diet for a while, it might take your gut, your system, a little while to get used to these foods. So ramp them in slowly and one by one. By introducing these new foods one by one, it also allows you to identify any intolerances, so that way you can pinpoint it. If you can work with a registered dietitian on these personalization steps and this reintroduction, that's great. They have a lot of experience tailoring diets and tweaking them for long-term health. And number five, if there is an underlying condition like a gut condition, a lot of times there's things like IBS or IBD, inflammatory bowel, irritable bowel syndrome. You want to try to get those diagnosed because there are treatments, and sometimes those can be reversed in part or in full so that you can go back to eating any food you want and tolerate it just fine. We have a whole video on IBS, including how to diagnose it and how to reverse it when possible. Check it out in full right here. We also have a full video on autoimmune disease and the effect of different diets and different foods on that. So check it out. I'll link it right here. I'll meet you in there. Bye-bye.